Hello everyone, welcome back to BioVidyalaya. I hope you all are doing very well. In our previous videos, we have discussed about self-MSc restriction and also we discussed one previous year question based on that concept. That was very important. And also we have discussed how T cells become MST restricted and self-tolerant. How they are getting MST restriction and self-tolerance? Yeah, that is through positive and negative selection in the thymus. Thymus is the maturation site of T cells. Here in this video, we are going to discuss about T cell activation and differentiation. How these naive T cells are going to become effector T cells and memory T cells. So, let's begin. T cell activation. T cell activation require antigen. That means this is antigen dependent process. T cell activation is antigen dependent process. In T cell activation, naive T cells will become effector T cells and memory T cell. After activation, naive T cells will become effector T cells and memory T cells. What is meant by naive T cells? Naive T cells means T cells that are successfully undergone positive and negative selection in the thymus. The T cells have not yet any antigen. That T cells are not yet encountered any antigen. They are in G0. That means in resting phase. Okay. Thymus is the maturation site of T cell. From the thymus, T cell will enter into blood. After that, that will enter into spleen or the secondary lymphoid organ. In the secondary lymphoid organ, that T cell will interact with antigen and that will get activate and differentiated into effector T cells and memory T cells. There are two types of naive T cells, T helper cells and TC cells. T helper cells are also known as CD4 plus T cell because on the surface of T helper cell, CD4 marker is present, and TC cell also known as CD8 plus T cell because on the surface of TC cell, CD8 plus marker is present. As we know that T cells are not able to recognize any free antigen, that only recognize MSC presented antigen. T helper cell that will recognize MSC2 presented antigen by antigen presenting cell, and the TC cell recognize MSC1 presented antigen by target or infected cell. MSC2 is present on antigen presenting cell and MSC1 is present in all nucleated cells. And T cell activation requires primary and co-activating signals triggering intracellular signal translation cascades and new gene expression. That means T cell activation requires two signals. One is primary and the other is co-activating signal. Primary signals given by antigen and co-activating signal means that will boost primary signal. And that will lead to different signal transduction cascade and finally leads to new gene expression and cell division to produce clones of cells. That will produce many T cells. Okay. T cell activation is a two signal process. That means for the activation of T cell require two signals, primary and co-activating signals. Let's see about signal 1. Signal 1 occurs when the T cell receptor binds a foreign antigenic protein on the cell surface of an antigen presenting cell or target cell. And the T cell co-receptors binds the major histocompatibility complex molecule on the antigen presenting cell or target cell. T cells may be T helper cells or TC cell. In T cells, T cell receptor are present. T cell receptor should bind with antigenic protein on the cell surface of antigen presenting cells or a target cell. Why here it is given that antigen presenting cell or target cell? Because T helper cells that will recognize MHC2 presented antigens by antigen presenting cell and TC cell recognize MHC1 presented antigen by target cell or virus infected cells. So, this T cell receptor should bind with antigenic protein and also T cell co-receptors binds major histocompatibility complex. Here in the case of T helper cell, co-receptor is CD4 and in the case of TC cell, co-receptor is CD8+. So this T cell co-receptor should bind with major histocompatibility complex molecule on antigen presenting cell or target cell. In the case of T helper cell, co-receptor is CD4 that should bind with MHC2 that is present on antigen presenting cell. And in the case of TC cell, co-receptor is CD8 plus and that should bind with MHC1 on target cell. So, this is the signal 1. Signal 2. Signal 2 is also known as co-activating signal that occurs when a co-activating molecule on the T cell bind co-stimulatory protein on the antigen presenting cell or target cell, the most important of which is the B7 protein. B7 binding by T cell co-stimulatory proteins result in T cell activation, whereas a lack of binding result in energy of the cell. So the first signal is coming from the binding of T cell receptor with MHC presented antigen. The second signal comes from binding of two cell surface receptors. That means CD28 of T cell with B7 ligand of antigen presenting cell. On the surface of various antigen presenting cell, B7 ligand is present. If T cell binds MHC plus antigen peptide but they are not able to interact with this B7, that means CD28 is not able to interact with this B7, then what will happen? That will lead to energy of the T cell. That means T cell will become inactivated. That is, it is survives but unresponsive to further re-stimulation. They are now inactive. Okay. They are not active against that particular immunogen. So these two signals, signal 1 and signal 2 is required for T cell activation. So these are the general steps of T cell activation. Activation of cytotoxic T cells or CD8 T cells via MHC type 1 binding result in the direct lysis of target cells, whereas activation of helper T cells or CD4 T cells via MHC type 2 binding causes multiple downstream effects including synthesis of important pro-inflammatory molecules like cytokines, enhancement of antibody secretion by B cells and enhanced killing by cytotoxic CD8 cells. So the activation of TC cells leads to the killing of virus infected target cell by cell lysis, and activation of CD4 T cells leads to the various events like that T helper cells will produce and secrete cytokines like tumor necrosis factor, and these cells also help to activate B cell and the enhanced secretion of antibody by B cell, and also that will activate TC cells like that. So in our next video, we will do detailed discussion of T helper cell activation and differentiation. So here I am winding up this video. So if you like this video and find it helpful, please hit the like button, share maximum with your friends, and subscribe this channel to get more videos like this. Keep learning. Thank you.